Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kseniya and I make videos for people who, like myself, are going through the family immigration process. I'm not an immigration attorney. My videos are based on publicly available information, my own experience, and the experience of my subscribers. And the purpose of my channel is to give you guys the confidence to go through this process completely on your own. So you have finally filed your I-130 petition and now you're waiting for it to be approved and transferred to the National Visa Center for further processing. In today's video, I wanted to discuss some steps you can take while waiting for the I-130 approval. As you may have already guessed, this video is for those of you who are going through consular process. The first thing you can do is obtain the applicant's birth certificate and get it translated if it is not in English. Once your case is at the NVC, you will be sent a welcome letter with the instructions on how to access your CEAC portal, which is the consular application portal where you will be required to fill out the green card application as well as upload the necessary civil documents. If you want to make sure you are uploading correct civil documents, you need to check out the resource from the travel.state.gov website, which describes specific civil documents required by each country, what they look like, how to obtain them, and what to do if the document is not available. What are some alternative steps you can take? I will also link that resource in the description box of this video. The second thing you can do is start figuring out whether the petitioning sponsor is able to sponsor the intending immigrants. And if not, start looking for a co-sponsor. For that, it is best to start getting familiar with the Affidavit of Support form, calculating your household size, and looking at your tax returns in order to figure out whether or not your income will be sufficient to sponsor your relatives. And in the case that it's not, like I said, it might be best for you to start looking for an additional sponsor who can help take on that responsibility. And of course, that all takes time. Make sure that all your taxes are squared away and filed appropriately, and make sure that you are able to provide all the necessary documentation and upload it to the portal once the time comes. The Affidavit of Support is the form where applicants tend to have the most amount of questions and confusion. I highly recommend that you check out the playlist I have specifically dedicated to the Affidavit of Support, which can help you answer most, if not all, of your questions. The third thing you can do is begin collecting the address history of the green card applicant since the age of 16. The DS-260, which is the immigrant visa application, will ask the applicant to provide their address history from the age 16, as opposed to adjustment of status applicants inside the United States who only need to provide address history for the past 5 years. So it might take some time for you to recall those addresses. Perhaps you may have to contact a couple of relatives to make sure that the information you're providing is correct. The fourth step you can take is try to figure out how to obtain a police clearance certificate from the applicant's home country and any other countries in which they have resided since the age of 16. In some countries, the police clearance certificates can take quite some time to be processed, and in some cases, you may even be required to go to those countries in person in order to obtain those certificates. The travel.state website, which describes the civil documents by country, will help you find out where exactly you will need to obtain the police clearance certificate, how long it might be valid for, and also what to do if a police clearance certificate is not available in your case. The next thing you can do is look at the list of required vaccinations before you're able to travel to the United States. A list of required vaccinations can also be found on the travel.state website, which I will also link under this video. Before you see the panel physician, which is the immigration approved doctor in your home country, in order to perform the immigration medical exam, you need to make sure that you have all required vaccinations. If you're missing certain vaccinations, the panel physician may be able to administer them to you during your visit. However, in some cases, some vaccinations require follow-up appointments, and you are allowed to get them done ahead of time. You will only need to bring proof of those vaccinations being completed to the panel physician. Speaking of the panel physician, this is the other thing you can do, and that is figure out where this panel physician is located. In order to be able to complete the immigration medical exam, you can't just go to any doctor in your home country. It needs to be a specially certified immigration panel physician. For that, you can visit the U.S. Embassy's website of your particular home country. Usually on that site, you will be able to see the address or addresses of the approved panel physicians who will be able to perform the medical exam for you and send your documentation to the consulate prior to your interview. And the final step you can take in order to be prepared is make sure that the passport of the green card applicant is still valid. You will need to have a passport that is valid for at least 6 months at the time of your consular interview or at the time of your green card approval. At the time of you filling out the DS-260 application, you will be asked to provide the applicant's current passport information. And in some cases, a very long time may pass between you fill out all the required documents and the time you actually receive your immigrant visa appointment. If, in that case, your passport happens to expire and you happen to renew it, you need to bring both passports to your consulate interview. So these are some of the things that I personally have come up with that you can do in order to prepare prior to your NVC stage. What are some of the additional steps that you think applicants should take in order to be prepared? Please comment them under the video. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye!